What's going on? This is Owen O'Connor, and welcome back to another podcast episode. Today we'll be discussing thinking like an economist. So the first question that I have to answer is, how do two or more economic goals in a society come into conflict? So economic goals of a society come into conflict because of the scarcity of certain types of resources. One goal will be accomplished but at the opportunity cost of the other. For example, most economists are convinced that there is a short-run trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Economic growth can conflict with the environment as well. Economic growth can affect the environment because a growing economy consumes natural resources and produces waste. Another question is, what are the four factors of production? So the four factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. The first factor, land, is all natural resources found on or below Earth's surface that are used to produce goods and services. Some examples are water, natural wildlife, forest, minerals, and even oil. The second factor, labor, is all human expertise, effort, and time that is used for production. The third factor, capital, is all resources made by humans for further production. This includes tools, machinery, factories, roads, transport devices, etc. Physical capital is all the physical resources available to a business. Meanwhile, human capital is the experience that results in knowledge and skills such as a college degree or an apprenticeship. Now, the fourth factor of production is entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is the ability to use land, labor, and capital available to them to satisfy the wants of consumers. The initiative of entrepreneurs combines the resources of land, labor, and capital into new products. Entrepreneurs are the driving force in the American economy. Now, another question is, what is the definition and example of opportunity cost? Well, opportunity cost is the most desirable alternative given up as a result of a decision, thinking at the margin. The process of deciding whether to do or use one additional unit of some resources. An example of an opportunity cost is a farmer chooses to plant wheat, right? The opportunity cost is planting a different crop or an alternate use of the resources, like land and farm equipment. Another example of an opportunity cost is if a government decides to make the choice of devoting more resources to the NHS, then the opportunity cost is devoting those resources into the education system. Now, the fourth question. Why is the production possibility curve not usually a straight line? So the production possibilities curve is not usually a straight line because there is a cost involved in making a choice. For example, when the quantity of one good is produced higher and the quantity of the other is low. This is known as an opportunity cost. An example is, say, a company or a farmer who has land allocated to apples and oranges, or let's say corn and oranges, right? He could put all his workforce, all his employees to work on the cornfield and pick 100 ears of corn per hour. Or he could put them all to work in the orange groves and pick 100 oranges per hour. But the last worker in the cornfield may be better at picking oranges than ears of corn. So if the farmer put half his employees in the cornfield and half in the orange grove, the output may be 75 ears of corn and 75 oranges per hour. If the price of each is the same, such as $1, then splitting the workforce and splitting means $150 per hour, while putting all of the workers in one field only gets $100 per hour. So say you plot those 3 points on a two-dimensional graph, applies on the y or vertical axis, and oranges on the x or horizontal axis. Then the 3 points are 0, 100, 75, 75, and 100, 0. Now let's say you try to draw a smooth curve through these points, and you can't. You get an outward bowed curve. It is impossible to draw a straight line through those 3 points. Now that is why production possibilities curve is usually not a straight line. I hope I did a good job of explaining that. Now the fifth and final question is, what do points to the left and right of the production possibilities curve represent? Now, production possibility curve shows all different attainable combinations of the production of two commodities that can be produced in an economy with the given resources and technology which are to be fully utilized. Therefore, any point inside the production possibility curve indicates underutilization of resources because the economy can produce more with the given resources, and any point beyond the production possibility curve cannot be achieved because the economy does not have the required resources to produce such an amount of output. Thank you for attending my podcast about thinking like an economist, and I answer those 5 questions to the best of my ability. And hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is Noah O'Connor. Peace out.